Welcome back for part 2 of my makeup tutorial. This section is defining, and I'm Kathy with Rising Sun Organic, and my YouTube channel is Beyond 60. So if you're enjoying these, hit that bell or that thumbs up button and that share, and have someone else watch it with you. So thank you so much for watching. So the second part of this series is called Define. And okay, we've already enhanced that skin. So it's all, the palette is just perfect. So what we're going to do right now is we want to look at our face. Okay, what's the structure of our face? And what are we trying to do? We've got to define our brows. That's the windows, you know. If you do a little bit of liner, I'm going to do some liner. We want to sculpt, blusher, sculpt, anything you want to work on. So we're going to go through that now. And I think now I'll have to be putting my glasses back on, back and forth. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to do my brows, and I'm going to be doing it 2 different ways. I'm going to do it, of course, with a pencil. I think most of you are used to working with a pencil, and this is one of Jane Iredale. This is brunette, I believe, and it's retractable and has the brush on the other side. The other one that I'm going to be using is her little palette that has the color in there, and also some stain powder, some little mat that you put it in to set all that. And there's a couple different ways we can do this. So let's start here. And I don't want to, the last video I did I couldn't use. So I like to, mine are thin, and I'm looking here like this, like a goofy, but I like to draw that line in, and I've got one eyebrow that's so much higher than the other, and I think that's kind of what we all have. You know, I've seen on other videos where they say, don't do anything to the top of the brow. Well, I have to. So you know, that's kind of general statement. That's, you got to kind of look at your brow and see what it's doing. Because if you look at my brow, it is so high. I have a very, very small forehead. And my eyebrows, if I ever had an eye lift, boy, they would be right up in my hairline. So I'm just, like I said, I'm working this in. And let me do this a little bit better so I don't look so funny working with my glasses. And I'm brushing this up. All right, so I'm going to turn my mag light around. Okay, so we can see what we've done with this one. And I've also, a unique trick that I have seen at the end. Some people will take their concealer and just clean that line up and make it really sharp, which is fun. So the next one I'm going to use is our, like I said, our little palette, our eyeshadow palette. And I'm going to work the color in. There's already a brush, and so I'm going to establish my lines. And of course our eyebrows, you know, you've got one perfect one and one non-perfect one. And I think it's very, very important to do your brows, because I see all this makeup and they've done nothing. Well, it's kind of not so much anymore, because the big bushy brows are so popular right now. So I'm just kind of working it. I like to work in it backwards, and then put some, one comes way far over. The one thing that I've always seen when doing eyebrows is if if you do your own eyebrow, for some reason, you get one about a 1/4 inch off. I don't know if that's the way we see, but it is almost exactly a 1/4 inch. So I've just kind of put that in on this brow, and you can see it's just whatever you like. And then I'll take some of it's almost like a pomade. Ooh, there's a lot of it on there. Okay. And I'll brush these up. And then, like on the other side, I've worked this one. We have colored brow mascaras in blonde and clear and so forth. And some people, you know, they have a nice brow. This is all they need. And, you know, blonde is so hard to find. But I love the look of this. Now, recently, we started doing brow lifting and lash lifting. And what we do is we actually perm the brows going up, or however you want them, and then dye them. And they stay so nice. We did mine, I think, the 1st of November for our class. We also did it with my lashes. We permed them and then we colored them, and they're still permed today. I still don't have to curl them. And you know, that makes a big difference because I'm not a big lash wearer. I like my own lashes, and you'll see in my next step how wonderful and long we can make them look. Okay, so that's kind of the first step of what we've done. I'm kind of adjusting here so you don't see the top of my head, which I did a great video for holiday. I kept saying I was going to do this wonderful video. Well, half my head was, you guys were watching the top of my head. So I'm getting better at this, but I've got a long ways to go. So anyway, okay, that's one of our define. The other thing that I'm going to pull in, and again, this is a very, I love bronzers. I really do. And she's got the best. So I'm going to take my sculptor brush. I love these. And I'm going to start working because, you know, things have kind of fallen there. I'm going to kind of contour this a little bit, work it down. And you're working at the jawline. Okay, I'm just going to tilt this. So you can see that it's starting to lift this. And, you know, we all love these things. You know, they show character. So I'm going to also do the other side. And I'm sculpting. And, I mean, you can get real exotic on this. I think I like the bronzers because they're so universal. And just kind of work it here. And I'm using right now, the Jane Iredale So Bronze number 2. And the next one that I'm going to show you, I keep moving this camera, sorry about that. The next one that I'm going to show you is these are her bronzos also. And I love these. There are so many colors. This is peaches and cream. They've got moonstone. But what's so beautiful about her line is that these can be used as shadows too. Your blushers can be used as shadows. And years past, we couldn't do that. They just weren't made the same. So this one you can do lots of things with. You can take a blusher brush and you can mix all these colors together. There's a highlight color in there. There's kind of it's a little bit too frosty for me to contour with. So I'm just going to kind of make it, and you can use this brush. A lot of times you see them use a fan brush that works really nice. And I guess the trend is right now is to just kind of make like a little paisley here. I always have done that. I don't like that um, our old grandmas used to just put that lipstick all right here. That's our old grandmas. I am a grandma. I'm a great grandma. So we can see that this is defining. We're defining what's going on in the face. You're enhancing also your structure. So the next thing that I'm going to do is eyeliner. And I use a eyeliner because I had eyeliner done tattooed, and it didn't turn out very well. It turned this bright turquoise. So I use her liner to start with, and so what I'm going to do is, and when you're doing this, this is what they don't tell you because all these videos are so, is you gotta position your finger on your face, like, and don't try to do this. Lay that brush on top of your lashes. So you want to get into that well because they've gotten thinner. I like to get right at the base of my lashes, and I'll show you when we do some decorating how you can really, if this isn't your type and you like to wear pencils are beautiful and they've got beautiful pencils. And then I always teach my people to use the setting spray and shadows, and that works beautiful. I see some blending I have to do here now that I get close. Okay, so I'm going to do the other side. And again, position that finger. And when you're doing your makeup, you know how when we put our lipstick on, we make all those strange faces? Well, when you're putting your shadow and your makeup, you don't want to open your way up like this. And I try to stay short of my corner. And I don't have the eye at this point, and you can see both of them. I don't have the eye at this point to do wings, because if I did wings, they're gonna get like not so much on this eye, but on this eye, I have that little puffy thing, so it's going to look all cattywampus there. So that's part of the defining. So what we've done. And, at this point, again, even if you put some lipstick on and some mascara, you're ready to go out the door. So so this section has been defined. So this is defining the structure of your face. Maybe you have a real square jaw, and we're always going for the golden ratio, and that's it, that V line. And so many of the fillers anymore that people have just make them puff way out. I do a lot of Korean skincare, and their biggest thing is hydration and V line. Every line there has a V-line mask that just tightens and puts that in. So it's pretty interesting how different countries do things. So what I did today is I put my brows in. And, even if you've had them tattooed or whatever, even though mine were dyed and they're dyed now, I still have to fill them in a little bit because they're kind of sparse. And I go on the bottom because I need to bring that lid down a little bit because it's just, lifting me right off the, so I'm kind of comical sometimes. But, and then we kind of contoured. We're going to finish more of this when we get to the decorate part. But you can see where I'm going with this. So this is the second step. and I hope you learned something. So what we're going to do is I'm going to get set up for the third and the decorate. Now we'll get into the fun part that we usually always go in first. So stay tuned. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you're learning something.